Hello again and welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and I was flipping through because I got a sort of feedback from a fellow content creator telling me that I probably need to get into some shorts over on Facebook and Reels and same here on YouTube. And so I've been flipping through some of my stuff trying to make it, and if I'm overwhelming you, I apologize because I'm trying to learn how to do all that stuff and I'm not a tech guy, so but I was going back through some of my very early stuff, and I'm not trying to blow my head up on this one, but I there's a few of those videos that were really had some good info that because I was a very early channel, I don't think quite got the attention that it probably should have reached. So I'm going to be revisiting those. So if you've been with me from the very beginning, this is going to be a little bit of a refresher in that. I'm going to be making a couple of these. So this is going to be for the people that's kind of recently joined within the past couple of months, because nobody ever goes back and watches the old stuff. So in this video, this is going to be your I.S.L. So let me say that again, I.S.L. So that is your immediate, your short term, and your long term. Now, if you're still scratching your head, let me try and give you a scenario so maybe you can understand this a little bit better. So let's go with food. All right. So if we give it a situation of whatever you want, insert SHTF event here. On your I for me is your golden rule 72 hours, and that is immediate. So on food, for me, again, this is opinion, on an immediate is no prep, no cook. So what can you eat immediately? And that is shelf stable. And I know I'll probably get the MRE people that's going, no, 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 meal ready to eat. Okay, I get you. I hear you. Um, but I'm going in with a can of SpaghettiOs or ravioli. Does it taste the best popping the can lid off? No, but it's edible right out of the can. There's no prep, no cook. There's no stirring. There's no fire. There's no nothing. It is pop and go. And that goes with things like the peanut butter crackers. That goes with all your trail mix. Anything that you basically rip the top open and start chowing down. That is immediate. So, for an immediate, do you have enough no prep, no cook food for 72 hours? I'll give you a second to let you think about that. Now, to move on to short term. Short term, for me, is somewhere in that ballpark of about up to 3 to 6 months. And I know if you're new to prepping, which if you're new to the channel, welcome, thank you for watching. I know if you're new to prepping, 6 months seems like a long time, and it's really not. So now you're getting into your cooking. You're not really going to be doing the, full 7-course meal with all the trimmings and the sides and, desserts and things like that. We're not getting into that. We're not doing life luxury in the short term. In the short term, though, if, let's say in this one, it is a grid failure, you would immediately do your immediate. So you would do your stuff that you can pop the top and go. Once you get probably into that end of day 2 to beginning of day 3, and you really realize that something's wrong, no communication's coming through, the internet's not working, even your cell tower, because your Wi-Fi is down at home, you're not getting any sort of device to work to transmit or receive, and you really starting to go, okay, that's when, for me, you would start popping some of your freezer stuff. That is when you'd probably want to cook some of your larger meals. You have a whole turkey or a huge thing of ham. you would probably want to do your best to start canning a lot of your frozen stuff if you could, and if you have the ability and the skill and the know-how and the supplies and things like that. But that is, do you have enough food and ways to prepare said food and to be able to store the food and to preserve it for 3 to 6 months? If you started popping, because once you open that freezer door, the timer starts ticking on how cold it's going to stay in there. So you're not going to be able to keep things frozen for very long once you open that door a few times. So you're going to have to start cooking. You're going to have to start eating. You're going to have to start preserving what you can possibly preserve. Are you comfortable with that? Are you confident in your skills? Do you have everything that you need? If not, there you go. Write that down. There's your prepper homework. Then anything that goes basically to a year and beyond, that's your long term. That is really a good goal for new prepping. If you're just starting out, I get it. It's very overwhelming. Give yourself short, attainable goals. Go for 3 days, go for 7 days, go for 2 weeks, go for a month. To go into this scenario, it's going to be very difficult for most of you watching. I know I've got a few veteran preppers that watch this, but for the new prepper, do you have enough food for 1 year? You can't go to the store. It's what you have right on your property, what's in your house, what's outside in your garden, everything. And speaking of garden, do you grow? Can you replenish it? It's one of those ones that I want to make you think. So I want to give you that question, and I want you to be honest with yourself, because if a long term, and that's where we are, is the L and I.S.L, in long term SHTF, can you survive food wise? We haven't got into water, to medical, to everything else, all the other prepping categories. We haven't even gone into that. We're talking about food in this one alone, trying to break it down so that way it's not this big head explosion. One category, food. Can you last 72 hours? Can you last S for short term? Can you last 3 to 6 months? Can you do the L 1 year or longer? Now, I would expect, hopefully, fingers crossed, that a good majority of you, as soon as I said, can you do I, you go, yeah, absolutely. Okay, good. Now, I would probably venture to guess that about half of you feel decently confident in the short term. Good. If you're one of the ones that you're questioning it, or you're being honest and you're saying no, there you go. There's something to work on. I'm going to say that probably very few of you are confident in a year. And I get it. I fully get it. But it's a goal. Be honest with yourself so that way you can prep better. You find your holes. That's step 1. Step 2 is figuring out how to plug that hole. Step 3 is how to make sure that hole never becomes a hole again. So I hope that gave you something to think about. I hope that I get some good comments back on where you feel you are and what your goals are going to be to make it better. How are you going to become better prepared using I.S.L? So with that, I appreciate you guys so much for watching this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do all the fun YouTube things. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. That way you can be notified for all future content to come out. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for watching. And above all else, remember to remain united, because we're all prepping in this together.